that particular stance?
Because he springs from his leg, uses his full balance and with it from his legs. Same way that Nassim Hamed used to punch.
Yeah, that was a little bit like Prince Nassim. Donaire 14 out of 40 in that round. Vasquez 3 out of 25. Harold, how do you have it through 3?
Okay, Jim, I got a 3-0, 30-26. Nonito Donaire. Jim, I gave him an extra point in round 3 when he almost knocked out Vasquez. But I gotta tell you, I ain't seen a top-notch fighter fall for a feint like that in a long time. I mean, he did a monkey imitation, and then he hit him with a bullshit left hook from God knows where. And Vasquez fell for it and almost got knocked out. I mean, it's unbelievable the power that this kid's got. First 2 rounds, Donaire won easy because Vasquez is not doing nothing. 3-0, Nonito Donaire.
There's a mouse under Vasquez, his left eye now. Vasquez is starting to land this jab as Donaire acknowledges by nodding at it.
Donaire, he gives off the vibe that he really wants to make a statement impression here. And I think that Vasquez gets the vibe and trying to figure out how to counter it and deal with it. And the way he's lowering his hands here insolently, as though inviting Alvarez to try something.
Vasquez,
sorry.
These uppercuts are short, tight, and hard.
Yes, the more that Vasquez starts opening up and punching back, the more he's going to get caught. Even when he lands a punch, he doesn't land with the authority or the speed that Donaire lands his punches with.
Donaire holding the right glove open as though to parry Vasquez's
That's what
punches.
he's doing, yes. He's trying to parry and then counterpunch with the same hand that he parries with sometimes. And it takes great coordination to be able to do that.
Showing off his head movement.
It's as though Donaire has abandoned the idea of just breaking down Vasquez and is looking to land one punch that would lead to a dramatic close.
Double jab, right cross combination from Donaire, so fast. Vasquez, pretty good fighter, keeps sticking that jab in there. Getting a little bit more resolute in this round after having been out of the first 3, but it's another left hook from Donaire. Nonito Donaire was 9 years old when he was brought from General Santos City in the Philippines to the United States. Yesterday he spoke to us about the difficulty of his genesis as a Filipino-American. He says he was an awkward kid.
He was one of those kids that just had to be picked on. You know, my ears are huge as anything. You know, my tooth was as big as a beaver. You know, it was everything that anyone and anything. So I was kind of like the fat kid in the playground.
The fat kid?
Is what we call it.
In the sense that you were picked on.
Yeah.
You were the target.
I was the target, and I was never picked because I was scrawny.
You have never picked for games?
Never picked for games. But mostly I was mainly the target. You know,
you
people.
Were bullied around a lot?
I was bullied around. I would go home crying every time. I would go home and then say, you know, why am I living?
He's living so we can choose him for our boxing team. 59 out of 179 in the first 4 rounds. 29 out of 119 for Vasquez in power connects so far. And we spoke to you before the fight about Donaire's move to more power punching. He's landed 43 power punches in the fight, Emmanuel, to so far only 5 for Vasquez, who hasn't really tried many.
I am very, very impressed by his performance tonight. He's fighting a perfect fight with a fighter of Vasquez's ability, because Vasquez has a good defense, he's very patient, but he's still systematically breaking him down with punches the best that he could, because, you know, Vasquez won't throw too many punches. Even though he found a little left uppercut in between that little movement right there.
The consensus top 5 pound for pound: Mayweather, Pacquiao, middleweight champion Sergio Martinez, Juan Manuel Marquez, whom you know well, and Donaire. Some ranking services rank Donaire ahead of Marquez, in the number 4 spot.
Well, I have him right up there, very close. I mean, he hasn't had the big fights out of big names. But when we're just talking about the Marquez Martinez is.
Yes, Martinez's
all those
style.
M's get me a little confused. But talking about his style, but the difference is, even Martinez, good as he doesn't score that kind of knockout the way that this man, outside of the Paul Wheelan's fight, he's not that devastating a puncher. This guy is tremendous as a puncher and a showmanship type fighter.
Hard right hand by Vasquez, his best punch of the fight so far. Right hand onto the cheekbone of Nonito Donaire. And Vasquez lands his jab again. He's loosening up just a little bit.
Yeah, he's wanting Vasquez to come in. If you notice he's enjoying that. He wants him to come in and give him more opportunities to counterpunch.
When he parries with that right hand like that.
I like that. It reminds me of the old-time fighters when they use a shoulder and the right hand to parry and roll punches.
Floyd Mayweather Sr. still teaches it.
Yeah. Beautiful. See there, he's rolling shots with his left shoulder. And he's rolling the right hands and picking off the left-hand punches.
Meanwhile, Vasquez is having his best stretch here.
Yes, he is, Larry.
Yeah, we mentioned that he's getting a little bit looser and more fluid on offense, more willing to throw. CompuBox running total at the bottom of the screen shows you that the difference is not nearly as large in terms of landed punches in this round as has been the case in the 4 previous rounds. Last we looked, it was 14-11. And it's a little bit more even fight now as we exit the 5th.
What's the water? A little bit, Dad.
Say good. Dame la toalla.
Hit the towel.
Dame la toalla.
Come on, Papito, you gotta pull those punches out. Only one hand in my face, please. Are you good? Yeah. Is there any problems with your eyes? No, I can see.
Agua.
Okay, don't try to it. And now let's switch that uppercut to a hook.
Both fighters in this fight seem to make weight fairly easily, 122 pounds. When we get to the main event, one of the 2 fighters in that bout struggled mightily to make weight, and it could affect tonight's tilt. We'll talk more about that when we get ready for Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. against Marco Antonio Rubio. Right now we're in round 6. Nonito Donaire in the burgundy-colored silk trunks, gleaming in the light here, and the bright red, Wilfredo Vasquez Jr. Donaire more or less thoroughly in control of the first 5 rounds, though the best round so far for Vasquez was the 5th. Well, another slight change in technique for Donaire.
And it's another good round for Vasquez. It's good. If he wins this year, the way it's going, he's going to have 2 rounds at least. He's won consecutively. He's picked up his pace at the risk of being hit, but so far he's getting away with his shots.
So you would have given him the 5th?
I would have given him the 5th. See, I thought it was, some of those rounds would be like comparison rounds, but I would have given him the last one.
No question, Vasquez is becoming more comfortable in the fight, pressing forward offensively now, throwing many more punches than was the case in the earlier rounds. Donaire switches southpaw.
I think this switch to southpaw reflects a certain kind of uncertainty about Donaire on how to attack Vasquez. Bloody nose for Vasquez, by the way.
Just a touch of blood on the tip of his nose. Just missing with a big counter right there. Nonito Donaire. Vasquez much more energetic with his jab now. Letting it go. And he's landed 7 more punches in this round than has Donaire. By concubine count. The fight's becoming more interesting.
I think Vasquez is winning this round also, but I feel that Donaire is kind of like pulling him into throwing more punches so he can catch him going down the stretch. That's just my feeling.
Box numbers in the 6th round. Donaire 14 out of 43. Vasquez